Okay, so let's talk about an issue that some people might be having of chasing the quick fix, that quick money. So one of my responses came back, and I have permission to share this, that she's caught in this cycle of chasing quick money instead of focusing on building her dream. And so she explained to me, she said that she is a speaker and a coach. She coaches one to one, and she finds herself stuck in this stop and go mode. I don't know if anybody can relate to this. She's been doing things like DoorDashing and Uber driving, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay. There is zero wrong with that. But she's finding that she's doing that to make the quick cash instead of doing the things that she needs to do to build her to move closer towards her goal. Her goal is that she wants to book more speaking engagements, and she wants to bring in more one-to-one coaching clients. She's done the work before, she's gotten paid from it before, she's made good money from it, enough to support her household. So when I said how much, what's the most that you've ever made in a year off of your speaking engagements and your one-to-one coaching, she said about $40,000. So that's pretty good, right? And that's with, it's still with some of the stop and go. So let's talk about this, because I don't know if you've ever felt like chasing your dream got tedious, or it was hard or laborious, or that it was taking too long for you to see a return on your efforts. If that's you, this is the live session for you. And we're going to talk about what you can do and some strategies that you can put in place to get out of that cycle and to get back on track. Okay. So, first of all, we got to talk about the root cause of what's going on. And if you're with me live, give me a hey, what's up, what's going on? And if you're catching this in the replay, give me a hashtag replay. So let's first talk about the root cause of what's happening. So before we can solve anything or really get deep into anything, we got to think about what's really happening here. So let's address the root cause of this stop and go behavior, okay? So often we chase quick solutions or quick money out of fear or impatience. It's typically one of those two things. So, out of fear or impatience, it's fear that the bigger dream won't work out. So, we have this big dream, but we're really scared that it's not going to work out. Or it's impatience because we feel like the results should have happened sooner. It's taking longer than you expected. And so then we resort to doing quick things, things that give you a quick fix, like door dashing, which makes you feel productive and you make a little bit of money. But they also distract you from doing the meaningful work that you need to do, from doing the things that's going to create the long term results. So we are sacrificing the long term for the short term. Hey, Dr. Marquita. Hey, hey. I hope you get to join us in Puerto Rico, Dr. Marquita. You still got time, girl. You still got time, and they actually got a deal. So check it out. So, so I want you to ask yourself, for those people who are in this stop and go cycle and you keep chasing the small money. And for some of us, that might be doing those school after duty contracts. They're going to pay you 25, $35 an hour for you to work 6 weeks in the after school program. But you already know once you get that money, it's not going to be enough to do what you needed to do. And it's just not enough money for the level of expertise that you're given. So it doesn't just have to be door dashing or Ubering or things like that. This was just her example and her reality that she shared with me. So the first thing, we want to identify the root cause. But then the second thing, we got to really get clear on your why. Why did you start this journey? But let me go back. Let me go back, because I want you to first ask yourself, are you avoiding the harder tasks, the bigger tasks, because they feel overwhelming or that you're uncertain? And is this a pattern of behavior for you? Like, a lot of times we miss taking the time to think about what it is that we're really doing, and then asking ourselves, is this a pattern of behavior? So are you avoiding the harder task? Because it's easy to go hop in your car, to go pick up a meal, DoorDash it, whatever they need you to do, and to drive somebody to where they need to go, make you a quick $15, $20. Do that 5 times, you just made $100. Go home, go to bed, and now you got $100 and you can do a little something with. You can go to brunch, you can pay, the light bill, whatever it is you might need to do. And you can do that 3-4 days out of the week. Okay. So let's just be clear. But are you avoiding the harder tasks because it feels overwhelming? Or are you avoiding it because you're uncertain of the outcome? Think about that for a moment. And then I want you to think about, why did you start this journey in the first place? Why do you believe that you can do this? What is your why? So one of the questions that I asked her, I said, well, what's the dream behind the speaking gigs, the coaching clients, and the course? So she has a course that she sells. She does one-to-one coaching, and she does speaking engagements. So I wanted to know, like, what is the dream? And she told me all about how she wanted to support people. She went through this same situation, and she's gotten a lot of results. People really value her. They come to her and ask her to speak at their events. And so I said, so let's get clear on like what your why is. Why do you want to do this? And so some of the questions I asked her, which is what I'm going to share with you, is, who are you trying to serve? Like, are you serving them or are you serving yourself? And so that was a big question. Like, that was a big question. If we can be honest, when we got down to it, some of the stuff she was doing because she was serving herself, and others she was doing because she wanted to help people. But it was the need to feel like she's helping someone. And then ask yourself, what impact do you want to make with your expertise? Like, what is the impact that you want to make with your expertise? So, like she said, she didn't want to see other people suffering the way that she did. She came up with some strategies that really helped her, and she knew that those strategies would help other people. While a lot of people think that it's really simple to move on, if you haven't been in the situation that she was in, then you wouldn't really know how to move yourself out of that situation. Okay. So I understood that. So then my next question to her was around the idea of, okay, so how will you, achieving the dream that you have, how is that going to change your life? Like, what is it that you want to see happen? So she has a whole dream that she has set up, that she has in her head, how she wants to pay off some of her credit cards. She wants to be able to move into a different location and have the down payment for her house. And she wants to be able to have a bit more flexibility in her schedule. She also talked about how, with the DoorDashing and the Ubering, it takes up a lot of her time. And so she's also really, really tired when she gets through. And so I said, okay, let's write this down. Let's write it down and let's put it somewhere where you can see it every day, because you got to keep your eye on the vision. So I asked her, I said, so now I want to ask you a question. Can Ubering and DoorDashing get you to where you're trying to go in a shorter amount of time? And she was like, no. So I said, so your last coaching client, how much did they pay you? She said her last coaching client paid her $3,600. I said, so for one coaching client, you got paid $3,600. I said, how much did you get paid for your last speaking engagement? For her last speaking engagement, she was paid $1,000 for a 30-minute speaking engagement. I said, okay. I said, so how many courses have you sold? She said that she's only sold her course one time. Okay, and what is the price of the course? The course, I believe she said, was either $297 or $397. Okay, so let's think about this. I said, so you, for a one-to-one coaching client, you make $3,600. For the last speaking engagement you did, you were paid $1,000. Is that the most you've ever been paid for a speaking engagement? She said, no. I said, okay, so that's not the most, but you made $1,000, so we'll go off the $1,000. And you also have a course that you can sell for $297 and make money off of as well. She was like, right. I said, so when you do the speaking engagements, do you also sell courses there or even attempt to sell any courses there? She was like, no. I said, okay, so you've made this year $40,000 off of doing three things which is speaking, one-to-one coaching, and selling one course. How much have you made off of Uber and DoorDashing? She said, quite honestly, she didn't know how much she had made. She said, but she does it every week, and she probably makes a couple of $100 every week doing it. And it, tides her over. Okay. So we're talking about a couple of $100 every week for hours of your time, as opposed to doing something that you really enjoy, that you really love, and make a whole lot better money faster. So she was getting the point. So I said, okay, so the next thing we got to do, you got to allow your why to fuel you, to keep you going. And then the next thing we had to talk about was, how do we shift your focus from the quick money to the long-term goal? Now, this is the part that is going to be gold for you all. This is the part, because remember, I had to work through to get her to this point. So the quick fixes will fill the short-term gap, but they cost you long-term progress. And here's the reality. Every minute that you spend door dashing or Ubering or doing these small gigs and selling $5 paparazzi or chasing these small gigs, it's time you can spend building your dream. So instead of chasing the quick fix, and let me be clear, you can do both, and I'm gonna show you how to do both. I'm not telling you don't do the one thing, only do the other. No, because I do realize that she's Ubering and DoorDashing for a reason. She needs those coins coming in, and that's okay. But let me show you how I helped her to see how she could do both. Because instead of just chasing only the quick fix, hello there. Hey there, life coach DI. So instead of just chasing the quick money, instead of just chasing that one thing, I advised her to redirect some of her energy over to tasks that really move the needle. So you don't want to try to do everything. So here are a few examples that I gave her. I told her, okay, so today is Sunday. We got Monday through Friday of next week. Monday through Saturday, technically, of next week. How about if you just spend an hour, 1 hour, just 1 hour, and reach out to 5 organizations that can hire you to speak? Just 1 hour. Go to Google. You know what your speaking topic is. You know what the area is. You know where these people are. You know what types of organizations have paid you to speak in the past. Let's reach out to 5 organizations. Let's get on the phone. We're getting on the phone. We're getting on the phone. We're talking to the director of the organization. You're also following up with an email. You got the use of ChatGPT, which will help you to be able to do things quicker, okay? So we're going to spend 1 hour. Can you manage 1 hour next week? She was like, yeah. I said, okay, you have also had clients who you've worked with in the past. Can we follow up with those past clients who you've worked with in the past and see if we can re-engage them, see what they're working through now, how things are going, and how you might be able to support them? Can you do that just one day? Just one day, okay? And then can you create a little bit of content that is going to position you as an expert and post to your social media? Just one day. So we're literally talking about an hour, an hour, and an hour, 3 hours in the week. So I want to shift. I'm trying to get her to shift her mindset from what can I do to make money today to what can I do to create consistent income for tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? So then I had her just break it down into manageable steps. I had her to set the weekly goal where she's going to, so we had the one list. So then I said, so as you build, here's a quick way to set it up. Break it down into manageable tasks. First, you're going to send 10 pictures to organizations for speaking gigs in a week. 1 week, 10 organizations. That's 5 on one day, 5 on another, because there are 5 days in a week. And then you're going to spend 30 minutes each day just researching and pitching. And then you're going to celebrate when you get one response. All you need is one response, and just celebrate that momentum, because you have been, really doing these short-term things that are not moving you to where you want to be. Life coach says, I've been watching you for several years. You have evolved tremendously. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So the progress adds up, people. It adds up, but only if you're consistent. See, right now, she's only doing one of the things. She's chasing the short-term goals. She's chasing the quick wins. And now we need her to do both. I'm not saying she can't do the Ubering, she can't do the DoorDashing, she can't do the small gig. She can do that. But let's add an hour in. That means that you're going to take an hour. And I recommended that she do this before she goes out to do the DoorDash. And I know some of y'all going to think, well, she can make those calls while she's driving. No, that's not the way you handle that professionally, because she is pitching to be a speaker. And she's done this before. She's made $40,000 this year doing this. So she knows how to do it. She knows how to make money. She knows the money is there. It's just that the tedious task of doing something over and over and doing it consistently, it's not enticing to her. And so she forgets about the dream and she jumps over to the quick fixes that will get her a couple of $100s in a week, because she's not thinking about the bigger picture. I can coach this client and make $3,600 over 12 weeks, an hour each week. So 12 hours for $3,600. How many hours would she need to work to make $3,600 with DoorDash, Uber, and these other places? Okay. So the other thing that I told her that she can get some quick wins is, and we want her to get some quick fixes because it feels good. It helps her to feel good about herself. And it also gives an immediate reward, because instead of DoorDashing and chasing the short-term goals, she can also do quick wins in the area of expertise that she has. So she could definitely host like a free mini training. She has an email list. She can host a free mini training and set that up, or whatever the event is that she wants to do. And she also has to start re-engaging her email list as well. And that's a really easy one to do. And the other thing that she can do, she's had great success. She's really helped some people, which is why she continues to get one-to-one coaching clients. And so she has to share some of that success. She has to share some of those testimonials and things that she needs to do. Now, just being quite transparent, some of this, she's going to need to have some systems set up. So a lot of this work will be taken care of if she had a CRM, and she can automate part of that. She can schedule her posts and things like that. But the bigger piece is she needs an accountability partner. She needs an accountability partner, because going after your dream can be very lonely. It can be very lonely. And if there's no one to remind you that this is what you said you were going to do and you didn't do it, then you just let yourself off the hook super fast. And so it also helps to keep you motivated. And so finding someone, and not just anyone, because if you just go get anybody to be your accountability partner, they're not going to know how to hold you accountable. You can tell them, I want you to be my accountability partner and I want you to hold me accountable for this. And they're going to say, okay, because they don't want to let you down. They don't know how to hold you accountable. They don't know how to support you when you get stuck. They don't know how to make sure that you're implementing and not just blowing smoke up there behind because you're making it sound good. And we know people who know how to make it sound good. Oh yeah, I looked up some places and I called, and yeah, everything going good. Yeah, it's going good this week. No, you need somebody who knows how to hold you accountable. So just knowing someone is not enough for them to be able to be your accountability partner, and for them to really keep you consistent and make sure that you're doing the thing and put the mirror back to your face to tell you how you said this was the thing that you wanted, but you're not doing the thing that you said you wanted to do. So here's a real quick truth bomb for you. Chasing quick money might give you a momentary boost. It might give you a quick boost, but it's going to keep you stuck in the same cycle. It's going to keep you stuck. You're going to continue to be miserable. You're going to continue to be exhausted. You're going to continue to need to make more money, when if you do the other thing, if you're ready to break free, get clear on your why, you need to focus on your long-term gains and start being consistent. You got to be consistent and take meaningful action towards your dream, and not just doing stuff that makes you feel better. And a lot of us think that we're just, trying to make extra money. We're not just trying to make extra money. We're trying to build a legacy. We're trying to build something that will stand for something. And you cannot let impatience or fear stop you from doing that, because that's going to stop you. Okay. So for those of you who are ready to go, I sent you out an email today that told you to reply back. Let me help you. You got to be willing to receive the help. When I got off the call with her, she was so gracious, because she's in the thick of it. She hadn't been able to think about it from that angle. She had clear action steps. I didn't go through all of our action steps that we talked about, but I gave her clear action steps. She knows what she needs to do from December 1st to December 31st. She has a clear list of every action she needs to take. She has the organizations that she's going to contact. She feels really good that she can get this done. She feels really good that she will be able to get this done. And then we'll be able to see what the results are on January 1. But in addition, she's likely going to close a one-to-one coaching client, which means she doesn't have to do any Ubering or DoorDashing this month, because one client will bring her in $3,600. But she had not been working to close the one client because she's been busy Ubering and DoorDashing. So you see how we sacrifice in the wrong way. And so she's going to do the things that she needs to do to make this happen. So check your emails. If you're on my email list, I sent you an email, and I told you, if you're brave enough to reply, I'm brave enough to support you. And then if you are watching on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, send me a DM. Send me a DM. Today is Sunday. That's what we've been doing. I've been helping people today, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing. Let me help you too. So that's it. That's all